What's up guys, my name is Ace, and yesterday we got another one of those little dev talk episodes with Treyarch, revealing information primarily focused on maps for Black Ops 7. However, there were a bunch of other little details that came out yesterday as well, and I know I'm a little bit behind on this. Yesterday I was moving my entire setup into the new studio, so I am playing catch up right now, and also if things sound a bit different or echoey, it's just because I haven't quite finished all the details on this. But without further ado, let's dive right into this with the questions they went through in this dev talk. And the first one was about map pacing. What is that going to be like in Black Ops 7? And essentially they mentioned it's going to be a little bit slower than Black Ops 6. They wanted to give players a chance to catch their breath between engagements. And that sounds good. That was one of the big complaints with the map design in Black Ops 6, is it just felt like it was way too chaotic, especially with Omni movement present. Next, when asked about 3-lane maps, they did confirm that all of their maps are 3-lane when they start, and then they may break the rules a little bit here or there depending on the map and the features that are present. However, they did also say path clarity was very important to them, and they are getting back to the fundamentals of Treyarch map design. And that does sound good to me because Black Ops 6 maps definitely didn't feel like Treyarch maps, at least for the most part. It really seemed to deviate from the traditional Treyarch map design philosophy. So I'm hoping they actually stick to this and these aren't just empty words and we do see some more traditional map design with these ones. Because, I mean, leading up to Black Ops 6, they also said the maps were 3-lane. And while you generally can draw 3 primary lanes to get from point A to point B, there was a big tendency with the map design in Black Ops 6 to have a lack of clear lane definition. So while there were technically 3 lanes, the lines between those lanes were often blurred way too much. Now on that note, it is worth going back to the blog that they uploaded when they did the reveal for Black Ops 7, and when talking about maps in that, one key section that stood out here is they said each map layout emphasizes clear lane definition, controlled sightlines, and tactical opportunities for creative flanking and positioning. So it seems that is on their radar as well. And time will have to tell. We'll definitely have to get our hands on these maps to see how they actually play in practice. Next up, they were asked about Faceoff and Gunfight and whether or not those would be returning, and this is something that was clarified on Twitter, but they just clarified once again in this video. Faceoff and Gunfight will be in Black Ops 7. However, this time around, they're aiming to make more of those maps that are designed to work for both Faceoff, Gunfight, as well as the regular core 6v6 experience. And they use maps like Diesel from Cold War and Nomad from Black Ops 6 as an example, where both of those maps, they're small enough that they work for Faceoff and Gunfight, but they're big enough and open enough for score streaks that they also work as small core 6v6 maps. And so it looks like we're going to be seeing more maps like that, which I think is good in the sense that there's going to be more of a unified map pool, where when we get new maps for the season, for instance, we're not going to feel like we're being neglected if we only play Face-Off or if we only play Core, because maps that are coming to Face-Off will also be available in Core 6v6, at least for the most part. Last week on Twitter, Matt did mention that not necessarily all of the Face-Off maps will be available in Core 6v6, but the goal was to make it so more of them can be supported for Core 6v6 as well. And on that note, they also clarified that 4 out of the 16 core multiplayer maps that will be in the game are going to be these smaller maps that work for both Face-Off as well as regular Core 6v6. So it appears at launch at least, there will be a fully unified map pool where if you play Core 6v6, you'll have access to all of those 16 maps. But down the road, it is possible they'll bring some maps into the equation that will only be present in Face-Off or Gunfight, and they won't work with regular Core 6v6. And with that, when announcing these 4 small maps that'll be available for both of these modes, they did confirm that one of these will be one of the beta maps that we have access to as well, and this is Blackheart, and they showed us a few new clips on this, and I can combine those with some of the old clips that we've seen from the reveal. And I think we've seen enough clips on this to get a decent idea of the size of this map and the general structure and layout as well. It is a fairly small 3-lane map design, with both outer lanes being outside and relatively exposed, with an inside middle lane and this rotating structure in the center. Now circling back, they did answer a question about more medium-sized maps, and they did confirm there will be more medium-sized maps than Black Ops 6, and they're aiming to have fewer of the really tiny maps as well as fewer larger maps, and it seems like they're more so just aiming for that middle ground, which goes along with what they said toward the beginning with map pacing, where they wanted to give us a little bit more room to breathe in between gunfights. Then they talked a bit about the Black Ops 2 Remastered maps. We obviously already know about Raid, Hijacked, and Express returning, but they did confirm more Black Ops 2 remasters will be coming, and there will be at least one more Black Ops 2 competitive map that we haven't seen yet, and they teased this by saying it's a map that's coming back for the first time since Black Ops 2, so it hasn't been remastered before, and it was played competitively in Search and Destroy. And as far as I can see, the only map that fits this bill is Meltdown. So it looks like Meltdown from Black Ops 2 will be one of the maps coming, not at launch, but at some point down the road, probably earlier on if they're already teasing it. So my guess is this is actually going to be a Season 1 map. And then there was another Black Ops 2 Remastered map that was teased with the quote, "the best in the game," which appears to be in reference to a classic Scump clip where he said this and he was playing on Yemen at the time. So it looks like Yemen is also effectively confirmed here. It is teased. Like I've said in a previous video, it was leaked a long time ago that all of the Black Ops 2 launch maps at least have been remastered and are going to be coming to Black Ops 7. And I suspect we will be seeing most, if not all of them throughout the year. But those are two that have now been officially teased to us. Now, after that, a quick section about doors. They've already confirmed this in the past, but they confirmed once again there will be no manual doors like the ones that were introduced in Modern Warfare 2019. Those don't exist in this game. However, some maps will have those automatic doors where when you just walk up to them, they automatically open. And I mean, we've seen those types of doors in Call of Duty for well over a decade. And then finally for this video, they were asked about post-launch support. And when it comes to maps, they said a lot of new maps will be coming. And perhaps this is to ease the concern that all of the post-launch maps are just going to be straight up remasters, since, like I said, they're probably sitting on the full library of Black Ops 2 maps to be coming to this game at some point. And with that, I do have a concern that our post-launch content is just going to be a whole lot of remade stuff and nothing really new and exciting. So they did confirm that there are a lot of new maps coming up. Obviously, that's a vague statement. We don't know how many new maps versus remasters we'll end up seeing post-launch. And then also, Matt teased the Ballista sniper rifle. This is likely going to be coming with Season 1. Once again, just because if they're teasing it already, it's probably something we're going to be seeing not too long after launch. It would be weird if they were teasing something that's coming in like Season 4 next year. So it looks like we'll probably get the Ballista in Season 1. So that was the Dev Talk video, but we're not going to end it here. There's a bunch of other little details that were revealed yesterday. On Twitter, Matt confirmed that they are currently testing health bars in multiplayer. So those health bars that appear above the heads of enemy players when you look at them or when you shoot them. They're testing them and hoping to have them in the beta, so they may or may not be ready for the beta. But he also confirmed there will be a setting to disable it. And I think that's great. I think that's the best way to handle it. If you want that health bar, great, you can keep it on. If you don't like it, which I know a lot of people are just not a fan of having those health bars, then you can just turn it off and you don't have to see it. Additionally, when asked about the time to kill in Black Ops 6, Matt said, currently sitting around Black Ops 6's time to kill. We like where that's settled, as it's not too fast and not too slow, giving enough time to react and room for weapons to have diversity without targets feeling overly spongy. And I tend to agree with that. I think Black Ops 6 has found a nice sweet spot for the time to kill. It's not the slowest we've seen in Call of Duty history, but it is somewhat comparable to some of the 150 HP CODs that we've seen. I think it's fast enough that it allows for some balance with one-shot kill weapons, but slow enough that there is a little bit of time to react and have a gunfight. So while I'm willing to adapt to either style of time to kill, I do like Black Ops 6's time to kill, and I'm happy to see that carrying forward to Black Ops 7. After that, no surprise at all, but he did confirm here that we will have the ability to customize the player HUD like we did in Black Ops 6. I suspect that'll be a core feature of all Call of Duties going forward. And then finally, one last piece of information that was revealed yesterday. This is coming from Charlie Intel. Apparently, the 4 main quest operator skin rewards for zombies that are earned in Black Ops 6, those will be carrying forward to Black Ops 7, as well as the Prestige Master level 1000 New Order skin. This one will also be carrying forward from Black Ops 6 to Black Ops 7, and I think this is great. This was one of the big criticisms of their decision to walk back on carry forward and not offer carry forward in Black Ops 7, is what about those ones that people had to grind really hard for, and they're really proud of unlocking those. I think it's totally cool to bring that stuff forward as long as it fits with the theme of the game that it's being carried forward into, which all of these do. And there we go. That's going to wrap it up for today's video with a bunch of new details that we got yesterday regarding Black Ops 7, and overall, I'm liking everything I'm hearing here. However, it is of course important to note we are in the marketing phase of this. Of course, we're likely to like what we're hearing because they're obviously trying to sell us a game, so they're going to tell us the good things that we definitely want to hear, and we won't really know how all of this plays out until we actually get our hands on it. So as always, I'm just updating my opinions as time goes on, knowing full well that it all really hinges on how the game itself actually plays, but on paper and in a vacuum, separate from the bigger picture franchise issues, I'm genuinely really liking what I'm seeing regarding Black Ops 7. I know that's not a popular opinion to state right now in the community, and it's likely going to get some backlash, but I will always be honest and upfront with you guys, and I'm honestly liking how things appear to be shaping up with this. It does appear they are seeing a lot of pressure from competition this time around with Battlefield 6 coming up, And I do think they are reacting accordingly with a lot of these things that are directly related to the game. Again, of course, there's the big picture, there's the more franchise-wide things that I've been bringing up in just about every single video, and I'm kind of sick of bringing it up, but I know it dominates the conversation. But things like matchmaking, disbanding lobbies, the anti-cheat, all of that stuff, that's still giving the franchise as a whole a very negative image. But if I'm just isolating Black Ops 7 and looking at that as its own unique Call of Duty game, I'm generally liking how things appear to be shaping up. However, my opinion is still quite weak at this point because I haven't actually gotten my hands on it, and I will obviously continue to update my opinions as time goes on. And with that, this is where I want to hear from you guys in those comments down below. How are you feeling about all of this new information that we've been getting regarding Black Ops 7? Are you guys generally liking these things that you're hearing, or maybe not so much? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.